Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here again, and I am going to finish doing this little folio thing that we started in my last video. So if you remember, I decoupaged it, well, I strengthened the spine of this, decoupaged it, yeah, on front and back, and I cut down my signatures so that they fit nicely, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew my signatures in. Okay, so in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my book. So this is just a book that I've just found so that I could make the holes in my spine. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop this in here, and then all I've done is I've made a template here with the help of Brian, okay, who is on YouTube himself. He puts his videos for his journals on there, so don't forget to look out for him. I'll put his link in my description, but he is the Silvered Fox. Okay, so this is the template. So this template is the same height as my cover, with the middle made, and then I've got 3 inches from the middle either side. So I'm going to pop the signatures in, okay, so they're placed in nicely with a similar kind of like space at top and bottom, okay, and then I'm going to put my template in and line that up with my cover again, and now I'm going to mark my holes. So there's going to be one hole here, so we're going to put a hole in there and go right the way through until you can't go any further, and that kind of tells you you've done it. Yeah, and then do it again in the middle all the way through. If you can't go any further, that's it, you've done. And then again on the final one, so all the way through until you're done. Okay, so I like to give it a bit of a wiggle so you can kind of get a decent hole, and hopefully when you take this bit off you'll have 3 holes. Yay, you've got 3 holes. Okay, so now the thing to do is to hold it all together. So it's best if you use some kind of clip to kind of clip it together, so that it doesn't all move around. Okay, so I've got that one to hand. You know what though, I don't have many clips to hand, which is a bit silly really. Just bear with me a moment while I get, oh no, I found another one. I'll put them on this side then. So it's just to stop them, hello, can't use a clip. It's just to stop all the pages moving around, and therefore all your holes stay lined up. So just bear with me a moment while I get, while I try and find, clips, peg, clamps, cleats. So this is pegs, clips, cleats and clamps in here. So if you ever need anything, I've got it all. So I'll get a couple of them out and that should be fine. And put that back up there. I'll just put these on the edges just to kind of hold it steady. Okay, so let's take this bit away for now. It's a big book, a big old book. Okay, so you notice that it's kind of gaping here, and that's fine. Don't worry about that. Once this is all in, it'll all line up nicely. So, and then just get your wax thread. So this is some wax thread, and you need a fairly big needle. So this is just a We Are Memory Keepers pack. It's kind of got needles and things in it that you need, and it comes with some wax thread. So it's great if you're just starting up, but you can buy all of this separate and very cheaply. So, okay, so first of all, we're going to go in through the middle, and pull it. Okay, now should have done this before, because I don't think I'm going to get that back out again. Didn't tell you what to. So it's usually 2.5 the length of your book. Is that what you do?
1, 2, 3.
3.5. 3 or
Just 3.
just 3? Okay. So Brian does 3. So we'll do Brian's way. So just 3 lengths, and that means then you'll have enough for. So is it 3 lengths? I'm just going to cut it a bit longer because, like you do,
I have that
just
weird,
in case.
I have that weird sciencey thing. Like if I do 3, I've got an extra bit for a tail.
Ow!
Careful. If I do 2.5, it ends up being too short.
Yeah. So yeah, what you don't want to do is cut it off and then end up with not enough. So okay. So you want to pull it through until you've got a tail. Okay. So don't pull it all the way through. Obviously, that defeats the object of sewing it together. So pull it through until you've got a tail. So leave a decent sized tail. You can always cut it down. Then you've got to try and find the other hole that you made in the book, which you can't find. So we're just going to check that it actually went through. Maybe it didn't go through. That might be the reason why we couldn't find it. No. Made the hole now. Try not to get all tangled up with your clamps and things. And then down. So you've gone through the middle, and you're going to go back in through the bottom, and you're going to pull it until you can't pull it anymore, and then you should have a fairly taut bit now, and then you're going to go back in through the middle, and then you're going to pull it out. Don't worry about the hole being big or whatever, that's just part and parcel of it. There we go. So make sure that when you've pulled it through that it's quite taut. Yeah, don't pull it too much because remember it's still paper, it will rip. Okay, and now you're going to go in through the top, through the hole that you made at the top, which should line up with the hole that you made in the book, which it does. And then you're going to pull that through. Okay, so I've definitely had enough. Okay, so to go down, I'm just going to reinforce it a little bit more. Okay, and oh no, actually that was the wrong place to do that, Dave. So because I don't do these often enough, but I kind of get confused about what I'm doing. So I'm going to go all the way down, and then I'm going to go all the way up to the top. I'm going to put it through there, and then I'm going to tie these two bits together. Okay, so first of all, I put it underneath your thing, and then tie these bits off. Okay, other people do it differently. That's absolutely fine. You do you, I'll do me. Hang on, which way round did I tie that up? No idea. So I'll do one that way, and then one the other way. Tying the knots back to front, it just confuses me every time. Anyway, so there we go. So we've got these tails, so like you can either leave them like long, or I'll just kind of like cut it off like that, and hopefully that should all stay nicely. I think you do need to do one knot one way and one knot the other way, otherwise it will come undone. Okay, so there we go. There's your tails. So we'll undo that and that, and hopefully it's now all nicely together. You might need to, re-explain a fold on that spine. Re-explain it. So like try and tell it what to do. Okay, so there we go. So we've got our signatures in now. Okay, and we've got our taily bit. You can tail as old as time. So there we go. And So now, I mean, like, you could have a charm on the end. So, you know, if you want to put a charm in, I usually try to put a charm in as a separate thing, so that it doesn't put any stress on the knot itself. So I would do that if I could find a needle. There we go. I'm just going to rethread my needle. I was going to set a not a timer, but a count. Yeah, one of them. Yeah. Yeah, so I was going to set something so that it would keep time for me, but I didn't. So it's I'll have absolutely no idea. What are you doing, Dave? So I've done that slightly wrong. So don't do me. Do you? Right. I want to pull that end through. What did I want to do? No, I've done that completely wrong. I'm explaining it wrong. So what you need to do is you need to loop it. Don't loop it through the needle. Loop it. Put those two through your needle. Two ends through your needle. You need a big needle. Through there. Yeah. Then you're going to put this through the hole. No, you're not. What you need to do? But right, start again. So, get your piece of thread and hook it through this first. So lift that up, hook those bits through. Now thread those two bits through your needle. You haven't got a lot of space to work with, just so you're hooking it in so you can get them through the hole. Put them through the hole. Pull it out through the other side. And what it does is it'll anchor to that bit there. Yeah. Tie it so it doesn't go trailing off anywhere. And then do another knot the other way. And then that'll give you some hangy bit, so you can have a trinket or something on there. What are they called? Charm. That's it, not trinket. Okay, so I just made this little thing because the needles just come in loose in there, and rather than having them loose, what I did was I just made a little thing out of a piece of cardboard, glued some fabric to it so that I can hook my pins into there without them sticking into my fingers every time. Put my wax thread back in there. And do that back up again, and then hopefully that can go somewhere and live and spend some time and then not be found again, which is what happened to one of the things I was going to use in this video. So excuse me while I have a drink. I'm just going to have some, I don't know what this is. Brian made it, so it could be anything. Is it tap water, or is it, you know, I hope it's not tap water. Not that colour anyway.
Pop, you have to pop. So you've got pop.
Oh, it's limeade. Limey. I love lime. Lime is one of my favourite it's my favourite citrus flavour. It's one of my favourite flavours. Okay, so we've done that. I haven't thought about what charm I'm going to have on it. I'm thinking about maybe I might want something, a kind of a closure on it. I need closure. So I was thinking maybe using some of this. So if I have one of those grommets in it, and then I can wrap it round it and just re-loop it on the grommet, so you're kind of keeping it closed, so that anything you put inside it doesn't, you know, alligator mouth. So I'll see whether I've got anything here that would fit. So remember that I made these. Oh, it might go. Maybe that one. Quite like that start. So these were made in a previous video. Quite like that one as well. Right, okay. Well, I'm going to have to audition those two. Don't worry about the dust. The dust is because I've since had some things done in this room, and all the dust has settled. So, as in, I had some things done. I've had Brian put some shelves up, basically. So that's what I mean. Is that? No, not that. Okay, so book page. No, don't like that as much. No. Ow, pin. Shouldn't be in there. Just something to harpoon you. No, not that one. Okay, so either that one or that one. I don't know. Maybe. It's because I'm a Londoner. No, I'm going to use that one. Okay. Or does that not stand out enough? Oh, no, we're going to use this one. Oh dear. It's a good job I'm decisive, isn't it? So what I'm going to do, just going to find out a rough middle of this. So it's about 9, so about 4.5. So I'm just going to put throw everything on the floor. I'm just going to throw everything on the floor. It's about 9, so 4.5 inches are over here, Dave. About there. So about where the is on here. There's there. The only. It's the E of the of the only. Okay, because when I come back to it, I'll be like, where is it? What? Oh, you've now got. Oh, it's there. So, I want to reinforce this because this is only book paper. So maybe I need to stick something else on the inside of here to give that some kind of reinforcement. So is there something I would like to put on there, or am I just going to stick something randomly? Might be something random. Well, it's definitely going to be random because I don't have anything to hand. No, that's a telephone, just in case you want to give somebody a ring.
Just put some stuff out if you want something to
Oh, Brian's just been doing some fussy cutting while he's been sat next to me. Blimey, Brian, how much have you been doing? Fussy cutting. Right. Yeah, I might have that there, and then I could leave the edge a little bit and then have that as a tuck. So, yeah, I'll just... Thanks, Brian. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to strengthen this as well. So I'm going to put this on, back it onto a piece of this card, which is just a bit of file folder. So this is a bit stronger. Right, my brain's like going over top. Right, okay, let's cut this out so it's big enough. I'm not going to stick it down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to anchor the back, and then this over the top to cover up these bits. If you catch my drift. If you don't catch my drift, I completely understand. I rarely catch my own drift, so I'm just going to cut this out. When I say cut, I'm going to nearly stab myself with my own scalpel. That's what I was nearly going to do, but I didn't. So remember, don't push down to try and cut straight away. Go over it a couple of times. If your blades, I mean, like my blade's super sharp, so I don't tend to have to push or go over multiple times anyway. So yeah, it's already cut through. Just that bit on the corner. Right, okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this to the back here, so that this can be the reinforcer, and then the splayed bits at the back won't be seen because of this. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Use this. Right. Okay, so I'm going to not go completely over it, so we've got a little bit of a flap for a tuck. I'm going to go over here. So we've got this bit of a flap so you can tuck something underneath this, and I'm not worried about whether that's the middle or not. Gonna stick that. Oh, I'm not worried about if it's in the middle or not, but maybe try and get it on the edge, Dave. Okay, so give it a. Give it a thing. Where the heck? What's that? My card for doing such things. I couldn't find. So. Okay, so now that's given me a bit more reinforcement on here. Then I can make a hole for a mole. So you can have a mole in a hole. So it's there. We want. Do we want it about there as well? I have it on there. That would be about right. So do I want it a bit further over? So I need it on the N of the only. Let's make a hole for it. There's my hole making device. It's here. So we are memory keepers. Can't think the crocodile. I was just thinking, I can't think what these are called. My brain's not working today, obviously. So, oh, we can just reach as well to there. That's cool. But it's developed a squeaker that I don't really like. My crocodile's developed a squeak. Yeah. And maybe I need to WD-40 it. Just don't want to make it greasy. So, put that in there. Splay out my edges, my back. So, get something. Don't use your this because it'll gouge into this. Put the lid back on your glue dough. Use something else that you can flatten it down with. Something else that you have, Dave. What else do you have? To hand. What do you have to hand that you could use?
Bone folder.
No, I don't want to use a bone folder because it'll gouge into a bone folder. Oh, I know what I can use. This has got a metal tip to it. So, because what you want to do is you want to press this down as much as you can so it goes as flat as you can. But if you do that with your bone folder, with a plastic bone folder, it will gouge into it, and then you end up with, like, every time you drag it down a page, you'll end up with a line. So try and do it with something else, something metally. So this one's got a metal tip. This is an old. You know, when I got this set with my first cricket, I a not cricket, like some people say, a cricket. That's the reason why they've got a cricket as a logo. Just saying. The clue is there. Stop labouring the point now and get on with it, Dave. When I first got this set, I didn't have a clue what this was for because I hadn't got into crafting that way, and I didn't know anybody else that did paper craft, so they hadn't told me it's a bone folder. So there we go. So I'm going to put that over there so that covers that up. Yep. We want a stronger anchor, don't we? So we're going to use this. So don't put too much of this on, which is the 3-in-1 I use at the moment. 3-in-1. I mean, like, I'm not fussed whether I use 3-in-1 or Fabrifix or Fabri-Tac or whatever. The only reason why I use the 3-in-1 is because it's a lot cheaper. So, you know, it's like half the price in the UK from the shop that's named after a long river. Yeah, I know, you know, don't want to advertise for them. They're not paying me, so. However, yes, exactly. However, if they want to, I will name them. I will sell my soul to the devil. Soul to the devil. I don't care. And the devil being that long river. Hello. So there we go. So now we've got like a tuck here, okay, and we've got something to cover up this, so the metal bit of this, and we can put some of this round this. No, you need a bigger tail, Dave. You just want to make a knot round there. Do that. Yeah. And then you can use this. So maybe do another knot the other way. Yeah, you can use this then to wrap round, and then you just anchor it here. So we just need a bit longer. About there. So this is going to be our closure.
We get all American ones.
No, that's it's a very American term, isn't it? We need closure. So, okay. We get why we got. I was thinking, why is that developed a sudden lump, and it's not that. It's the thing underneath it. So there we go. That's our closure for it. Okay. Which means that we can open it. We've got a bit of a tuck in here. I think I quite fancy a bit of one of the pages to be a bit decorative. Maybe this one. It's quite plain. This one. So maybe just have an element of a flower on it. This one maybe. We don't want to go too big, do we? Although I could have a little bit of that on there. Or do we go for a little one? Don't know if I've got another one of these. I don't want we might have the rose on it actually. Just tearing this out roughly. I want it to look a little bit can't think of the word, vintage. I was going to say ropey, but that's not really the it's not really the term I was going for. Yeah, might put that on there. So we're going to decoupage this. No idea how long we've been going for. My brush, there it is. Brian thinks we've been going for about half an hour, and only you guys will be able to tell whether we're right, because you'll be able to see the timer at the point when we said that. So anyway, put that on there. The problem is time goes so quickly when you're doing stuff like this.
That's true.
You really have no idea. Could have been 3 hours. Who knows? That'll take a long time to upload to YouTube, trust me. An hour one takes a long time. Sometimes, honest, I've tried uploading on a Sunday night. It is impossible to upload on a Sunday night. So it seems to be must be the night that all the content creators upload. Right, okay, because I don't want the moisture to go through onto the next page, I am going to fashion something from a bit of napkin like this. Just put a pad behind it just so that when I heat it and I push the moisture through, it doesn't go through onto the next page. It also helps to hold it away from the other page, so you've got space for it to dry quicker. Don't worry about the page buckling, it's all part of the effect. Let's face it, if you've got a page that looks like this, what are you going to worry about a page buckling for? Nearly dry. Maybe move that a little bit. Okay, that's it. So, I love it when you heat the paper up and it kind of smells a little bit like it's burning. I love that smell. I was going to say I love that sound, but it's not a sound, Dave. Confusing my senses. Okay, so the one thing I didn't do is I didn't get rid of all of the bits where the napkin goes over the edge. Now I don't mind some, but some of it are the reason why I let it go over the edge, is because the pattern starts to repeat at that point. So the pattern of the napkin starts to repeat. So I'm just going to get rid of any bits from this. Trying not to cut parts of your book, your page off. Just the excess. There we go. So that's that bit. Let's do the back. Excess of there, and then just here, because that's where that definitely starts to repeat on there. Cool. So that's those bits. So we've now got a tuck in here. It's kind of botanical kind of tuck. We've got a page with some decoupage on. I could put some more decoupage on maybe another page, maybe another couple, give it some kind of balance. Maybe something tiny bit on there. Just an essence of something. Yeah, let's put that on that. Is there enough on that? No, not really. Can't even see the stuff going on. Put that on there. Make the page, keep the page in keeping with the rest of it. So again, put a pad underneath it. So I always put the brush out the way when I'm doing this, so that I don't dry the brush as well. This shouldn't take long to dry because it's a tiny one. Don't get your fingers in the way of this because it will burn you. This is not like a hairdryer. Don't try and dry your hair with it. And maybe on here we have a bigger one, maybe. We could have two. Don't know. Maybe this. I don't think I've used this flower at all in this one. And yet it's still in keeping. Maybe have this somewhere. Oh, I've got to get rid of that straight edge, so I'm just going to tear a bit of this off. Like I said, the straight edge your eye will instantly be drawn to, so try and get rid of it. Yeah, I'm just going to stick that on there. If you're going to put it over here, you're going to have to like slice this a little bit so it doesn't go over your string, because your string will move around a bit and you'll end up puckering all of this. So should I have it in the middle? I don't know. It's all too much for me. I could have it in the middle and have maybe a bit on edge. No, we're going to do it like that. Cool. Okay. I just want to kind of get an idea of where I need to go up to. About where that blob is. So pop that on there. I can go right up to the edge of the page because there's no repeat. Right, sorry, to the edge of the napkin rather than the edge of the page. So I can get the edge of the napkin on the edge of the page is what I meant, because there isn't a repeat or anything. So pop that on there. And I think I'm going to put that up there. So again, just get a bit of an idea of where you need it to go. Get rid of that bit on that tiny bit of green on there. So about there. Just paste a bit of Mod Podge on there. Hopefully that'll stick before it dries into the paper. And then I'll need a bit more Mod Podge over the top of it than that. you want to have a decent amount of Mod Podge on it so that you make the napkin translucent, but not too much that you make it soggy and turn to mush. There you go, all over the page. I like the raggediness of it actually, so again I'm just going to dry this, put the pad behind, dry it, keep your fingers out of the way but try and hold the page up a bit. So you see how it melts away. You can't see the white when you've like gone over the top with some Mod Podge. Nearly dry. Hold this up a bit now. Yeah, that's fine. And then move this over to here and do this one. So just not going to worry about these bits at the edge yet. I'm going to cut those off in a second, but just get this bit dry. Yeah, that bit's dry. The bit in the middle isn't. Try doing it that way. Yep, that's better. Okay, so now just trim this edge off. Okay, and again here. I've got nothing to trim off here because I lined it up. There we go, so we've got that. Got a couple of pages with some flowers on now. Okay. And don't know, do I want any more on it? Any moron? Who are you calling a moron? Oh, Worcester started. That's not my delivery, is it?
Do an envelope.
Sorry? Oh,
Do an envelope.
I've got a delivery coming today, so yeah. So I liked this, but I don't know whether it's, you know, I quite like that on there actually, so. But it needs to be aged up, so let's just have a play with this. I might not put it on, but let's give it a play. So first of all, I want to put some kind of base down on it. So a buttery biscuit base. No, we'll just use this. I'll do it on here. And then I think I'm going to make it a bit more bronzy looking. I don't know whether it'll be in keeping with it then. Well, I don't know whether it'll go with it by then, but I'll make it a bit more bronzy looking. So it's a Tim Holtz. It's one of those, what are they called, thinlits? They're dyes and punches. Well, they punch it out at the same time. Worcester's.
Dye and embossing folder.
Yeah, dye and embossing folder. This is very gloopy in here, but it's great for being able to. What do you want? It's great for summoning Worcester. What? What have you got on your nose? Dust. Where have you been? What have you been snuffling at? In my house, it could be anything with dust. So. Yeah. Okay. Good boy. Are you stressed because they upset you? What? What? Daddy's doing stuff. What? What? Okay, off you go. Off you go. Either go and either speak to Uncle Brian or go elsewhere. So my stumpy brush. Where's my stumpy brush? You know the one I put in there that had the stuff on. Sorry, just summoning my assistant. I think it had a yellow handle, Brian. It was the one that. Do you know what I mean? It's got a yellow end as well, like yellow coloured bristles. And it was gluey, so like it basically glued up.
No, I washed them all. Oh, the solid one.
Yeah, the one that was solid. So I'd got a brush that was like solid, and it was only like the very tips that have kind of like sprayed out apart, and it was great for just brushing on.
But that's quite...
Yeah, it might not be. Okay, so might have to change my plan. So I might not use this because we can't find the brush that I had. That's that. Yeah, I know, but like I don't think you washed it. I don't think you'll have been able to wash it soft again because. Aha. That's it. So like this is like basically it got glued together. So these, are all glued together, but it's got a tiny bit of a bristle where the bristles are sprayed apart at the very end, and it's great for brushing this on. So we found it. So this has gone very thick, but fine because we can still use it. Was it that one that was? Where's my other pack thing of that? You got it, Brian?
What's that there?
This. Oh, it's there. You put it there. Put it back. Okay. Brian borrowed it to see if he could reinvigorate it a bit, but we're not quite sure what the base of it is, whether it's a solvent or it's paper. So this is, I'm just going to brush this onto here, and kind of it'll pick up the pattern as I go. It's a bit like putting some gilding wax on it, I guess. I just don't have bronze coloured gilding wax, so and I like the way that this, because it's separated a bit. You see, like I'm using up stuff that the people might have chucked down because it's separated a bit. You get patches where it's just the base colour, and then but other parts where you get a real shine from it, so it looks like it's old. Basically, one coat and it looks old. I don't need a lot on the brush because it's only the very tip that I'm using. So what I'll do is I'll hold it up to the camera in a minute when I get like kind of halfway-ish. And you'll be able to see what I mean. Hopefully you'll be able to see what I mean. Like I say, I might not use it. So this is what I mean. So it's not a perfect, bronze. There's some of it where it's just the base coat that you can see and makes it brown. And then there's other patches of like copper, bronze on it. So, and that's what I like about it. It kind of gives it that more aged look. So the things that you can create with stuff that other people might have thrown away. So some other people would have opened that and went, "Oh no, it's dried up. Can't do anything with that," and left it at that. Whereas I looked at it and thought, "Oh, how can I use that?" So just putting all of that in there. Don't actually like the feel of, the gilding wax. Don't like the feel of the gilding wax on my fingers. It's like moustache wax. I don't like the feel of that either on my fingers. I very rarely use moustache wax for that very reason. So just getting a bit more on the end of that brush to finish it off. I just got a bit excited. Thought, I want to use that, but might not. Anyway, there we go. Let's put that back in the water to not soften up. Now, does it lend anything? I don't know. I like it, but I don't know whether it fits. Brian, what do you think? So, I like it, but I don't know whether it's...
I'd be more inclined to put it on a tag and put a tag in.
Right. So, no, we're not going to use it because I'm not making any tags for it. So, anyway, I do like it, but I showed you, and we kind of got slightly distracted. Yeah, so these are some tags that are kind of like they're not real tags, they're pre-made. But I'd have to spend some time thinking about how I want to do those before I commit to that. So anyway, so there we go. With sorry about the slight distraction, but you know that's how my brain works. It suddenly goes, how about this? And you know I can't stop that from happening. It just happens. Let's put some of these things away.
Some of the best stuff happens though.
Yeah, but like you know that didn't really. Like Brian's just said that's how some of the best stuff happens, but like that didn't really add to the quality of the production, did it? The way that my brain just did that. Now you're all thinking like left hanging. What are you going to do with that? I don't know. is what I'm going to say. I don't know. So let's just tidy up a little bit, and then we can see the wood for the trees, can't we? Put that on there. Over there. Get rid of those. Put that in water, Dave. Otherwise, that'll be like that other brush, stumpy bristles. Okay. So this is what we've made. Okay. So we have added this bit. Okay. We've also sewn in our signatures and added a few pages where we've got some kind of interest on them now. I've blown if I can find the pages now. Oh, there. We've got these two, so the middle spread, and then we've got this page. This is the back inside cover. I mean that might benefit from some kind of a pocket or something. I think I would rather want the pocket up here, so maybe a band or a tuck in here, and then you know leave the back basically as it is. The reason I wouldn't want a corner is I wouldn't want to cover this up. And we've got a little tuck here. Okay, we could have a pocket on the inside of here, but anyway, that's it. So that's what we've made. So in and Worcester's like wants the last word now. So he's gone off running downstairs. He's like, I don't know whether he thinks I might be down there. I don't know. So anyway, so we've got this is our band for doing it up. And there we go. So we've made a nice little thing. Oh, I was going to put some tags on there. A tag on there, wasn't I? Some kind of a charm. So, no idea what I'm going to put on there. Again, that'll be maybe another video. So tune in next time for when you'll be able to see what I did with this bit. Because I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided what I want on there. I might have a tassel. Oh, look, I've got some tassels already made here. They're supposed to be key rings, but you know, ever the crafty, you always pick things up and think, oh, I could use that. They were in a sale, and I just thought, oh, I'll have them. So, except for no, I can't get them off. No. Nice though, but no. So like I say, back to square one. I don't know what I'm going to put on there. We'll come back to it. So anyway, that's it. So that's what I've done in this video. I will love you, and I'm going to leave you. You know, hopefully this dash of Dave has like added a dash of spice to your life today. And I'm going to love you and leave you now. As I always say, I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. So I will see you all in the next video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you've liked it. If you have, please consider liking and subscribing. It really does tell YouTube that you liked it. It shares that metric with other people, and then when other people are searching for something, then I'm more likely to come up. So you know, your liking this really does help. But you know, consider subscribing and you'll find out when I do more stuff. So thank you very much. Hope you all have a lovely afternoon, evening, morning, or whatever time it is with you. And I will see you in the next video. Lots of kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of hugs. And that's me doing a hug. That's the sound I make. I've got to that age where everything just hurts, so you have to make a noise. So anyway, I know I sound like I'm 900, but I'm actually only 52 this year. So yeah, you all have a lovely afternoon. Take care, and I'll see you soon. See you in the next video. Bye. Bye.